Hello and welcome back. I'd like to focus on what the judge is referring in his judgment as the first episode in paragraphs 46 to 51. The episode in question concerns attacks upon my and my wife's character and work ethics from someone who was previously supportive of our efforts to expose wrongdoing at the Steiner school our children had been enrolled in. Prior to that attack, the blog's owner, Alicia Handberg, had discussed our work at length, and although she couldn't understand the value of recreated interviews, that's where we employed actors to repeat testimonials in order to fully protect the identity of the witness, she was clear that I can't really object to it since there's no deception going on. Yet during the attacks, she cast doubt on the trustworthiness of our project, saying things like, interviewing actors instead is plain fishy. This change of attitude was highlighted at court. The judge quotes from our publications and our belief that something was odd about these exchanges, like someone was discussing these online comments behind the scenes and convincing Alicia and others that we were not to be trusted. It turns out that this was exactly what was happening, all of which we showed at court, but for some reason the judge didn't join the dot in his judgment. He refers in paragraph 39 to an email Mrs Byng wrote just days prior to the attacks, where she informs Alicia Handberg, Pete Kareskos and Diana Winters, three prominent critics of Steiner education, that our advances should be treated with caution and that we are not entirely trustworthy. He also mentions in paragraph 240 and 241 4 emails sent by Mrs Byng during that time, making it sound that these were the only ones she had sent. But he fails to mention that while these 3 were attacking us online, there were 17 pages of email communications between them and Mrs Byng, where she was advising them throughout the proceedings. She was fanning the flames of the attacks with comments such as, "He," that's me, "must think if only Thetis would make an appearance." Thetis is a pseudonym Mrs Byng uses online. Or the events in France are mentioned, he can defend himself and suggests I'm overreacting, and that since I haven't answered any of their emails, I clearly would rather wreck their project than discuss it sensibly, and that this would be the right etiquette. But I don't care about them enough to answer their emails. Hateful and unsubstantiated statements that had no basis in fact, such as, "They're entirely untrustworthy and mendacious and manipulative and, above all, selfish. You're doing the right thing advising people not to trust them, and I'm grateful you've done so. It's really good that critics know too." Made-up disagreements with my parents to make it look like we alienate everyone. Even his parents won't speak to either of them anymore, so upset are they about what's happening to the children. And making up what Angel does for a living. "She's a fucking astrologer," as Joe, that's Mrs Byng's son, told me several times. All this and more, these 3 attackers, those skeptical Steiner critics, believed wholesale, and formed the reasons why we should be shunned and warned against. But none of this is mentioned in the judgment, and so the online attacks we were subjected to appear to have happened independently of anything Mrs Byng might have said or done, and are portrayed in the judgment as just disagreements, whereas the truth shows a totally different picture. Thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.